Hello, Dork Squad. I'm Jonathan Cormer, and you're listening to Dorktales Storytime.
Good evening, flora and fauna of the Folktale Forest and beyond. Welcome to the event of the season. No, wait. The event of the year. No, wait. The event of the century. The Jolly Holiday Spectacular. Pull up a log, gather round the campfire with your hot cocoa, and get ready for an evening filled with friends, fun, and fabulous surprises. Oh, and be sure to unwrap all of your peppermint candies before we begin. And now, without further ado, introducing your jolliest, holliest, holiday-lovingest host, Reginald T. Hedgehog!
Thank you! Oh, please don't go on. Oh, this is so wonderful. Hello, and welcome to the Jolly Holiday Spectacular. I'm delighted to be here with all of you to celebrate the season. Huzzah! Allow me to introduce my co-host for the evening. He's the giver of goodwill and the chairman of cheer. He's my best friend throughout the year. It's Jonathan! Oh, hi there, everyone. Happy to join Mr. Redge for this special Dorktales holiday show. In fact, before we continue, why don't you tell us a little bit more about why we've gathered together today? Because it's the 100-year-old hedgehog tradition of observing Jolly Holiday, of course. Oh, yeah? Like the sheep who celebrate Jolly Bali? Yes, that's a sheer coincidence. Jolly Holly has been passed down through generations of hedgehogs living here in the land of once upon a time. It's a day where we gather together to share our most joyful moments. Aww. The most meaningful gifts we've given or received, presents. And experiences that make our hearts sing. Hearts full of love and cheer. That they are, mate. That they are. Well, now that we know the reason for the season, let's call in some friends to kick off our first Jolly Holly go-around. Oh, is that when hedgehogs sit at the campfire and go around the circle sharing their personal Jolly Hollies? Precisely right, mate. I'm feeling proper chuffed that so many fellow podcast creators are here to celebrate. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Eric from What If World, Chad from Mystery Recipe, and Phoebe and Hank from The Adventures of Power Dog in Dogland. Roll the tapes.
Happy Jolly Holiday to everyone at Dorktales. I'm Mr. Eric, host of the podcast What If World Stories for Kids. And this year, I'm Jolly Holly for my two little ones who learn something new every day.
And I'm Abacus P. Grumbler, wizard extraordinaire. And I'm Jolly Holly because I turned myself into a holly tree.
Then how are you talking?
A talking holly tree.
Fair enough.
And I'm Mama Jamma. And I'm Jolly Holly all year round. For all you kids out there and your wild imaginations, listening to stories and sharing stories and growing up so fast. Ooh, Mama Jamma, don't cry, you'll make me cry. Oh, now I'm also crying wizard tears.
But I thought you were a tree.
A tree who talks and cries.
Happy Jolly Holiday to you all, and keep wondering.
Hello, Mr. Redge, and happy Jolly Holiday. Chad here from the Mystery Recipe podcast from America's Test Kitchen Kids. Our Jolly Holly on Mystery Recipe has got to be when we get to hear from young chefs at home. Young chefs who listen to our show can call in and tell us what they're cooking up at home, and when they share their latest kitchen success or their kitchen mishaps, it brings joy to our hearts and inspires other kids to try new things too. We want to wish you all the happiest Jolly Holiday around, and keep on cooking.
Hello, Dorktales friends. This is Phoebe and
Hank
from
The Adventures of Power Dog and Dogland.
The Adventures of Power Dog in Dogland. Thank you for asking us what our jolly holly would be as we near the winter holidays. Hank and I are very lucky because we get to celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, solstice, a whole lot of holidays in Dogland, where our podcast takes place. They do something very special for Jolly Holly. Holidays?
This would be called the Howl of Harmony.
Yes.
They all howl at once. Ow!
Ow!
Ow! Ow!
Ow! Ow! Ow! What could be better than good friends getting together to make beautiful stories and beautiful noise? Happy holidays! Ow! 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 Ow!
Oh, 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 oh. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, we just love the holidays. I got all choked up hearing about Mr. Eric's Jolly Holly, just like dear old Abacus. And what are the holidays without wonderful meals cooked and shared with friends? Do you have any special Jolly Holly recipes, Mr. Redge? Why, yes, I do. Do go on. My great-great-grandmother, Frida, used to make a free-falling fruit pie. Sounds deliciously intriguing. She'd go on a quest deep into the woods. A quest, you say? She would seek out the shiniest, most delectable-looking gold fruit that had fallen from the tallest and most ancient of trees, the stuff of legends. Go on. Then she would take her hand-woven basket, made from the grasses of a mystical field, and she would collect the fruit, and then she had to find a radiant sword that she had to pull out of the trunk of a tree. Well... And when she succeeded, she was named Frida, the Fruit-Forged, Knight of the Realms. Why, no, actually. She would just return home and cook all the fruit up with her favorite spices. Oh, that's pretty awesome, too. Yum. Spices. Her recipe made its way through generations of my family until it got to me, and I still bake it every jolly holiday. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree then, eh? Well, yes, I see what you did there. So, what's next? Righto. I think it's high time for another jolly holly go-around from our friends Leela and Lyndee at Newsy, Pooloozi, Nate at Reach, a space podcast for kids, and Melly from Stoopkid Stories. Hit it!
Oh, I love this time of year.
Totally.
The food.
The lights.
The cozy feeling.
The music.
The fun!
And that at the end of the year, we take an opportunity to look back at all the
whippity-zippity-zappity stories that we've covered on Newsy Pooloozi.
Yes, we like to reflect on the year of news.
What made the headlines?
What shook the world?
Like the fossil found of the whale with 4 legs.
That is for real, y'all.
Uh-huh. Or being able to predict lightning before it strikes.
Super useful. And the return of the airship, not to be confused with an ordinary blimp.
Or plans for the floating island city in the Maldives.
Oh, the swarming cicadas.
Trees that talk.
And the quieter stories that made us think.
Like India's COVID crisis.
But because we like to end each podcast with something a bit odd to make us smile.
A lot.
And laugh.
So hard we spit our drinks out.
Yes, sometimes. Are you talking about the wombat poo or Germany's mooloo? Yes, a special pot for cows.
Actually, I was talking about the bumblebee who became a pet. And Ew, the snail slime soap. Yuck!
Oh, it is good to look back.
You mean take a swim in the news pool for kids?
Oh, yes, that would be us. Newsy Pooloozi, having a jolly holly.
Thanks, Dorktales. We love you.
We love you.
Happy Jolly Holly Day, Mr. Redge. It's Nate Dufort, the co-creator of Reach, a space podcast for kids, and I'm here to tell you about our Jolly Holly of making sure space is for everyone. Be it the space where you learn, the space where you play, or in our case, outer space. If you haven't listened to Reach, you'll find that we talk to engineers, scientists, astronauts, and more who come from very different backgrounds and interests, proving that the world of tomorrow definitely belongs to all of us. The best and most jolliest of hollies for me, though, is hearing from our listener community and all of the amazing questions they ask. Who knows? Maybe you even have a question you'd like answered on Reach this holiday season.
Yo, 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 it's Melly from Stoopkid Stories podcast, and I wanted to share my Jolly Holly with all of you. My Jolly Holly centers around community, and throughout the holidays, there are so many different ways I like to engage with my community. I like to go to church and fellowship with my friends. I also like to do some community service projects and give back, and then I like to take some extra time to spend with my very precious loved ones. Community and togetherness is so important to me, and it's important to the Stoopkid crew. It's what keeps our neighborhood strong and keeps the love flowing throughout the holiday season. So, thanks for letting me share my Jolly Holly. Bye!
Whippity zippity zappity news really brings about so much joy, doesn't it? I mean, floating cities and airships? Come on. I always love how Nate encourages all of us to reach for the stars. And this whole show really exemplifies Melly's Jolly Holly of gathering and engaging with your community, making time for loved ones, and giving back. It's quite true. Giving back by doing good deeds is a very important part of Jolly Holiday. Oh? One of my favorite traditions is the sharing of the maple leaf medals. Wait, there are awards? We collect maple leaves in autumn and turn them into maple leaf medals. When winter arrives, we pin them to the trees in our forest so the trees know how appreciated they are. Aww. Yes, I know. We're adorable. Oh, Reg, speaking of giving back, what's on your mind, mate? And speaking of giving gifts... Gifts? I might have a little surprise for you and everyone gathered here today. You do? Oh, but I don't see any presents lying around. Oh, I couldn't wrap this gift, Reg. What could it be? You know how you told me that one of your favorite parts of Jolly Holiday is singing with friends? Ah, yes! There's nothing like a rousing chorus of Jolly ho, let's do-si-do, or gather ye round the firefly lights. Well, I may have found some fine-feathered friends, some birdie buds who would like to share a brand new Jolly Holly song. You don't mean? I do mean. The Branch Sisters! Twiggy Branch, Olive Branch, and Sally? They're all here right now? That's right. The three famous bird crooners are here to sing their brand new tune, Jolly Holly Hedgehog. Take it away, Branch Sisters.
Cut a sprig of holly to hang on your hovel door. Put tinsel on your spines, the most festive of decor. Send your firefly friends a twinkling
It's beautiful. A song for the ages. I will sing it every jolly holiday from now on. Me too, Reg, me too. Thank you, Jonathan, for this spectacular gift. These are the kinds of presents we Hedgehog loved most. The handmade things, the creative things, and the things we can experience together. Even just sending a little letter of love. I mean, we little creatures know how much the little things count. So true, Mr. Reg. I can't believe my luck. It looks like we have a few more jolly hollies from our friends Rebecca at Girltales, Chanel at Peace Out Podcast, and Bethany from the 10 News. Now would be the perfect time to give them a listen. I'm all ears. Let's go for one more go-around.
Happy Jolly Holiday, Jonathan and Mr. Reg. It's Rebecca over at Girltales. Just like you all, the Girltales team's Jolly Holly comes from telling holiday tales, especially when girls are the heroes. My team loves to tell the story of Judah Maccabee for Hanukkah and reimagine stories like A Christmas Carol or The Nutcracker Prince. We even make personalized holiday tales just for our listeners. Add some snow and a nice, cozy fireplace, and we are in Jolly Holly heaven. Thanks for having us, and happy Jolly Holiday.
Hi, Mr. Reg. It's Chanel from Peace Out Podcast, wishing you a very happy, Jolly Holiday. For me, my Jolly Holly is exploring our amazing world with our listeners as we relax and practice mindfulness together. We've flown with unicorns, learned about the Aurora Borealis, and even climbed the Himalayan mountains with a red panda named Chuff. All the time doing some yoga and mindfulness. We might even have as much fun as you do with Jonathan. Thank you, Mr. Reg.
Happy Jolly Holiday, Mr. Reg. It's me, your friend Bethany Van Delft from the 10 News podcast. Over at the 10 News, our Jolly Holly comes from sharing the latest news and learning the full story behind the headlines. We get really excited when we meet young changemakers doing amazing things like Belen Woodard, the first crayon activist. And the best moments are when we hear from our tenors and answer their questions about what's up in the world. One tenor asked Dr. Anthony Fauci if he was a dog or a cat person. He said, dog all the way. Meeting inspiring kids, hanging with cool guests, and being part of a community of great family podcasts, now that is jolly.
We love stories and all the great heroes in the Girltales universe. Right, Mr. Reg? Reg? Sorry, Jonathan. I was having a mindful moment. Chanel just reminded me how important it is to stay in the now. And we love how our friend Bethany brings us the latest news stories about inspiring people from around the world. It can't get any better. Jonathan, I hate to say it. Then don't. But it looks like we've come to the end of our Jolly Holiday Spectacular. Yeah, looks like it. I loved learning about this most festive of occasions. Why, thank you, Jonathan. And thank you so much to all of our pod friends who shared their jolly holies with us. They are the meaning of this hedgehog season. Remember, listeners, to gather together with your friends and family to share your jolly holies. Maybe it's a favorite adventure you went on with your best friend, or a cherished story you heard from a loved one, or something new you learned about yourself. Whatever it is, shout it from the rooftops and sing it in the streets. Hearts full of love and cheer. It looks like there's only one thing left to do. Right. From our Dorktales family to yours, Happy Jolly Holiday! Grown-ups, there's a Jolly Holly coloring page so your kids can write and draw their Jolly Hollies. Find more information and a link to download in the show notes. Jolly Holly Hedgehog was written by Molly Murphy and performed by Jonathan Cormer. Sound recording and production by Jermaine Hamilton at Hamilton Sound Studios. The Jolly Holly Hedgehog song was written by Molly Murphy and Phil Harris, composed by Molly Murphy, and sung by the Branch Sisters, Christian Schmitz, Monique Hafen-Adams, and Molly Murphy. Guitar performed by Joe Kroger, banjo and musical saw performed by Phil Harris, and clarinet performed by Stephanie Schmitz. Sign up for our mailing list and we'll send you the Jolly Holly Hedgehog song. A link is in the show notes, or go to DorktaleStorytime.com. Special thanks to our fellow Kids Listen podcast creators who shared their inspiring Jolly Hollies in this bonus episode. We've listed and linked to them in the show notes, so you can find their shows wherever you listen to podcasts.